I have outbound. I got the destination,
Okay.
and I believe I put it to I think believe the Bastion host. Let me see, if I'm not mistaken.
Hi, Nana. How are you?
Yeah,
Sorry, I
yeah.
probably won't be able to talk much. But just in case if I'm sorry that I'm not responding to you, I'm responding to people online. I won't be able to talk much because if I'm troubleshooting with somebody, I'll be focusing on helping them get through that issue. But once I'm free, I'll respond to any question anyone has. Okay, go ahead, Dylan. So maybe what will help is show me the issue you are having so we can start from there.
Okay, all right. Go to EC2. Um, Bastion host. That's public. Uh, just in case. I'm gonna get out of it and I'll do it again.
Okay.
Oh, I had to tell me I have to do it. I have to do it this way. Yeah, let me go
All
down.
right. So now you're in your bash channels, right? So
That is
from
correct.
so your bastion host, okay, so now from your bastion host, you are trying to connect to your Ansible server, right?
Right.
Okay.
Sorry, quickly. In his one, he's stated the master key, the PEM, but in the video, he just says SSH EC2
Right.
hyphen user
Mm-hmm.
at. Is that would that still work?
Yeah, you wait, Alex, you mean why does he have the master key?
Yeah.
No, I think that's just the name he named his key.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, that's just the name. It was SSH hyphen A. Um, I think it's hyphen A EC2 user.
Yeah.
But I got all this because I was using Claude and I got messed up somewhere. And Claude was helping me troubleshoot, and this is how I get into it. But my other issue, yeah, I understand I'm in the public IPv4. Well, why is giving me the private IPv4 at the EC2 IP? As long as I'm cool with it. But
You
no,
always say the private, you don't say the public. When you
okay,
SSH into it, you always say the private
okay,
IP.
all right.
Um,
Now,
yeah,
now
so
once, go ahead.
so Alex, the name of the key doesn't matter. That's just what he named this key. He could have
So do we
named
need
it.
to include it though?
Yes, when you SSH into your EC2 instance, yes.
Okay.
Because that's how you tell it. So Alex, how have you been connecting to
I
your
think I
EC2
just used.
instance?
I don't think I included the name of the key. I think it was just SSH / EC2 hyphen user at.
Right. So the reason for that is if your key is located in the same directory you are running your command from, you don't need to include it. So that's why
Oh,
when you didn't specify it, it still worked.
oh, okay.
Right. But his key is located in the SSH directory and he's running his command from probably his home directory. So he would have to point
Right.
to where the key is, or else
Okay.
it's not going to work. Yeah.
I
So
think that's. I think I might be having that issue. I don't think I was pointing it to where the key was. Yeah, maybe
okay.
that's why I wasn't able to log in.
Yeah. So you have to point to where your key is.
Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay. So Dylan, continue what you're doing. So don't worry about what Claude is saying here, or what? You need some information from it.
Oh no, no.
Okay. All right.
Once
So you're in your Bastion host now.
I'm in my
Now
Bastion host,
connect to your Ansible server.
and this is where I'm getting confused at.
Wait. All right. So it is pretty much saying that your Ansible server, so your Ansible server does not have the key, right? So
Right,
so whatever needs to connect to your server, right? We're trying to connect from the Ansible, from your Bastion host to your Ansible server. So your Bastion host needs to have your private key. Then your Ansible server needs to have your public key.
right.
So
Uh, my Bastion host has my public key.
no, it
The
needs to
Ansible.
have your private key.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not, okay, let me think of that again. So the issue you're having here is the key problem, right?
Right.
So let me share something. Let me share my screen and I'll show you something. Uh, so I have to think about it too, because it's been a while since I worked on that project. But we'll look at it from the concept. Let me find the reference architecture. All right, let's use this one. Okay. So this is what we are trying to do. It's my pen. All right. You launch a Bastion host here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are here. So
Mm-hmm.
in order for you to be able to connect to this, right? Your Bastion host has to have the public key. And you have to have the private key. So that's how you're able to connect to it. Right. You remember when you are connecting, you specify my master key. That's you using your private key to connect to the Bastion host. You understand, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So now, your Ansible server, where did we put the Ansible server? Did we put it in the private subnet or the public? I think we put it in the private
Uh,
subnet.
yeah. We put it in the private subnet AZ1.
Right. So I think I know the issue you are having. So we put the Ansible server here, right? Then the same concept applies. In order for your Ansible server to be able to connect to this, your Ansible server has to have the private key, private, and no, but your Bastion also has to have the private key, and your Ansible server has to have the public key. So that's how you are going to connect this. But there is also, oh, I think I know what's going on. We typically don't do, but this is how you do it, but we don't do it this way because you don't want to put your private key on your Bastion host, right? Because of security reasons. So what you are missing, Dylan, is when you connect to your Ansible server, right, which is here,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which is your Bastion host.
Mm-hmm.
Your Bastion host is in the public subnet. To
Mm-hmm.
connect from a EC2 instance that is in the public subnet to the private, which would be your Ansible, you have to use the key forwarding thing. You have to forward your key. You understand? So just like the private key you are using here, right? This private key.
Yeah.
Remember I said the concept is your bastion host needs to have it to be able to connect here. But you don't want to put
Right.
that key on your bastion host. So what you can do is the same key you use to connect to your bastion host, you can forward it to allow the bastion host to use the same key to connect here. So I think that's the issue you are having.
But if I can't get into the Ubuntu server, how can I forward it and put it on there in VI for it to have the public key?
So there's a special command you run when you are connecting to your bastion host to let it know that you want to forward your key.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be just the regular do you have PuTTY on your system?
I believe I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. So I have a video on it. Let's how to forward an agent. So that's the issue you are having, Dylan. Let me clear this.
But I put it in Claude, and Claude was telling me something of a forwarding key as well.
Yeah, you have to forward your key. It's not just going to work. Um, that's just how it is. You have to forward your key. So
Is
Be,
that
because
the thing that
because
you've
I'm looking.
taken? Sorry, Dylan. Is that the thing
Go
that
ahead.
you've
Go ahead.
taken imported that says
exactly,
allow
forward
forwarding
key.
agents?
Yeah. So Dylan, do you have PuTTY? Just if you have PuTTY, let's use PuTTY real quick and I'll show you. But I have a video on how to on my YouTube, but it's been a while since I did that. Let me find it real quick and we can do yours that way. But there are some stuff you have to set up on your computer first, right? There are some stuff you have to
Mm-hmm.
set up to be able to use it, but let's see. Might take just give me a second.
Right.
It might
Because
take some
I'm
time
looking on. I'm
find it.
looking. I was looking on Claude, and it was saying SSH4 recommendation connect from your local machine with agent forward enabled.
Yeah,
And I'm guessing that's the SSH hyphen A hyphen I at my
yeah,
user, yeah, slash. But
yeah,
when I did that and I tried to do that, it didn't work. And they say try to connect to SSH Ubuntu,
yeah.
and it still gave me the public
Because
key.
there are some probably some things you have to enable SSH forwarding on your system. It probably is not enabled. So you have
Ah,
to
gotcha.
first you have to enable it. Let me find the video for you. First you have to enable it. Connect to. Did I do it? I'm sure I did. I'm sure I did. Sometimes I have too much videos now that it's so. Sometimes it's hard to find the video I'm looking for.
I think type in SSH because I think you used it with
Remember,
I think
Shamika sent that same video to you that one time. When so no, Shamika sent it to somebody. Somebody asked, let me just say AWS note, connect to private instance, private EC2 with power shell. I know I have the video. I just need to find it. Okay, right here. Right here. That's the video.
mhm.
So I just need to how to use PowerShell to SSH into your AWS. Okay, this is the video I'm looking for. I just want to look at it real quick to remember, just to get the command, right?
But you didn't use I don't think you use putty. I think you use
I didn't use
PowerShell.
PuTTY, but PuTTY is much easier, right?
But,
Because PuTTY has
okay,
like the thing where you just check the box and you'll be able to forward your
gotcha,
key. But
gotcha.
PowerShell is also easy, but there's certain things you have to enable on your computer first. So I just want to, I'll skip through this real quick just to see what I did. So here I have my key. Okay, so PowerShell. Let me speed this up.
Agent forwarding, I think, agent server forwarding, I think you had it on there.
Did I do something? No.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Oh,
moved my key to my home directory because since that's where the command is going to run from. So that's where I'm moving my key. I think that's what I'm doing here. Right. So my key is in the home directory, right, which you already have your key. So I think I'm launching another EC2 instance here. So I'll just fast forward here. I just want to get to the where we actually run the command to see something. Okay, you can see here I opened PowerShell as an administrator. So run PowerShell as an administrator. I think this is where I enabled the agent forwarding on my computer. So let's see the command. So here, let me copy this command for you. Let me see if I have the commands in the video. I don't. I probably have a link. All right, reference command. Okay. So here, that's the first thing you have to do. So first you have to check whether SSH agent forwarding is enabled on your computer by running this.
mm-hmm.
If it is
Mm-hmm.
not, you start your agent forwarding with this command, and it should return this. Then now now load your key files into the agent forwarding. So you load your key by typing this command, the path to your key, then SSH into your instance. So let me watch that video. Uh, so that's what you need to do. So let's just see. Run that command. Nana, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. So once you run that, you'll probably see that your SSH agent is not working. Then you run that to start it. Then then we'll run this again, right? It should return. You see, before it was stopped when I ran it. Then
Mm-hmm.
when I run the command to start it and I run it again, now it says status is running. Then now you load your key. I think you do the same thing in your admin. So it is, let me see. Storyline, yes, is DevOps engineering. How are you? All right. So
And it, go
so
ahead.
I ran that command. So now it has add my key for forwarding. So let me see how we SSH into the instance. So it will probably just, I think once you add so now I connected back to my PowerShell as just a regular, not as admin, right? Then I think the regular command is, I want to see what command we run. I don't think we have to add any special thing there. So, or you have to add the A. So SSH-A, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then SSH-A and EC2-user at your public IP address. You don't even need to specify your key. Because remember you add your key to the agent forwarding. So when you specify the -A, it should work. So let's try that. All right, I got all the
Okay.
information. I'll forward you the commands, Let me send the commands to you. Dealing.
Sorry, could you forward it to me as well, please?
Sure, I will.
Thank you.
Alex.
What you put it on Slack?
Yeah, Slack. Storyline, are you learning DevOps engineering now or you just started? Right. So then you can share your screen and we'll.
All right. Yeah, I gotta wait till you stop.
Storyline, where are you deploying your stack on? Are you deploying it on the cloud, and what cloud provider are you deploying it on? ATA is information technology, it is IT. So specifically it is cloud computing. So yeah, if you are a beginner, you won't really understand. So what am I doing? I'm helping him. Hold on. Sorry. Dylan, are you sharing your screen, or you probably can share your screen because I'm still sharing. Okay. All right. So Adejare, I'm helping him troubleshoot an issue. He's trying to connect from one server to another. That's like the simplest way to explain it. You're using AWS. Okay, cool. So your MongoDB cluster is not connecting to your Ubuntu server. So do you know what error you are getting when you try to connect to it? Is it so there are two things you have to check. Well, there's a couple of things. So let's assume that your VPC and everything, you've set everything up correctly and you don't have any issues in your VPC, right? So when you are connecting from your MongoDB server to your Ubuntu server, the things you need that are very important is your endpoint, your database name, your instance name, the instance identifier, the name of your MongoDB instance, and the password, the database password. So make sure you have all those information. Then the other thing you need to also check is you need to make sure
connected to PowerShell as an administrator, because I think you're doing this as a regular person.
Sorry, Daniel. So Dylan, oh yeah. So Dylan, you have to run those commands as an administrator. That's what Daniel is telling you. So you need to open PowerShell as administrator.
All right.
And you have to also change the key. So you're running so you see at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see it.
So don't run my command, right? I want you to like look
Run
at
my
my command and
gotcha.
so that way you can understand exactly what you are doing. So don't just, I
Yeah.
don't like when you guys just run my command because I want you to like understand what you're doing. So use my command as reference, but yes, you need to run that as administrator. Then you need to change that command part to your command. Yes.
Gotcha.
So storyline, you need to, once you have your RDS username, password, and all those things, right? When you are connecting to your database, you also need to make sure that the security group you have on your RDS is allowing your Ubuntu server. So what error are you getting? Tell me what error you are getting so I can point you in the right direction. Because the issue can be coming from anywhere. All right, then I'm watching so you can.
I got you.
All right.
Uh,
Is that the first command? That's not the first command. Oh, it
yeah,
is.
that's the
Okay.
first command.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Get service. Did you run it? You didn't run it.
Not yet.
Oh, you just wanted to copy that one first. Okay. Um,
Same thing.
Dylan, I think you no, as you is not copying because that's not the. I think the first command in mine is get, right? But yours is start. So that first one didn't. That wasn't that one. That's there you go. Right. So you can say it's running out, right? Because you ran that start service, right? So your agent
Right.
forwarding is running now. So now you need to add your key.
Add my key.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's the third command you run over there.
Uh,
Space. So just pretend as if you want to reply to me, right? In the message thing,
mhm.
or you can open Visual Studio Code. Copy my key, paste my key there, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, copy
I
my
got what you're
command,
saying.
paste it in there. Then edit it there. Then once you have your key, your command, then you copy your command and go run it in your PowerShell.
Oh, I'm getting confused.
Open a new file, just double click in there. Double click in there, it will open a new file for you at the top. There you go. Paste what you copied in there. Just press Control C, Control V. Or right click. Don't click on that. If you click on that, it will want to click down anywhere, somewhere in the open space. Then right click and paste. There you go. Now, the best way to get the path to your key is, I know yours is in like so go to open PowerShell again. PowerShell, but don't close the one you have open. You can open so right click on that, right click on that logo, your PowerShell logo down there, and just open a new window, right? All right. Now run that your SSH command, the one you ran before. So just press up. You know what? Press up key. Keep pressing up. Down, down, down. You went too far. No, up. Keep pressing up. Sorry. Up. I mean, you just ran it. So, but you know what? Never mind. Since I thought you had the command there before. So no, back. Don't close it. Just remove what you have on your screen now. Remove everything. So just do your regular SSH-I and the path to your key. Do that. SSH-I. Now, and the path to your key. Press tab and say, I think your key is is your key in your home directory?
Yeah, it is in my home directory.
Okay. Yeah, it is. All right. So but the other time you were the last time you ran that SSH thing, I saw that it was like in the .ssh.
Right. It was. It was. So you want me to change the
No, no,
hyphen
no,
I to
no,
hyphen
no,
A?
no, it's fine. No, no, don't change it yet. Right now I'm trying to get the path to your key so we can add your key to your agent forwarding. So that's what we are doing now,
Okay.
right? So I just need to know specifically where your key is. So if you say that's the same key you are using, right? So um so all you need to do is, because you need to tell it the full path. So remove everything here and just type pwd. Remove everything here. I think pwd should work in PowerShell. Pwd. Press enter. Right? So you see, that's the part to where you are, the one at the top. So you can copy
Right.
that, the one that says C users .po, that one. No, on that part.
Okay.
All right, go to your Visual Studio Code and paste it there. So you see so you see where my says C user admin, you want to replace that or that part with yours. So replace everything from the C with yours, right? Then add another backslash, then the name of your key. Open. Okay,
I think that's
so
it.
yeah, that's your command, yeah. So copy that. That's what you're going to run in your PowerShell as administrator. But do you understand what we just did, right?
I do. I do.
Right.
You just changed yours. You changed your admin to mine is hot from your key pair. You just telling it where it's at, where it's going
Exactly.
to be
We are
run.
adding your key to your agent forwarding. So we are telling the agent forwarding where your private key is located. No, not this one. Close this one. Sorry. This is the regular one we opened. Close it.
Okay.
Don't minimize it. Close it. All right. That one.
This one.
Yeah. Make sure you remove that first.
Clear.
No, just backspace. Backspace, you can clear in the terminal. All right. Yeah. So you see now it has added your key, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now you can now run your regular. I think that's all you need to do. Then you can run your command.
Okay. I gotta get out of this though, right?
Yeah. So you can close that.
Open PowerShell again. Nah, it's not saved.
No, you have to run the command because I don't think you ran it before. No, no, Dylan, no, don't run that command. You already add your key. So you need to SSH into your EC2 instance. So the command you are running is SSH-A.
All right.
No, then your EC2-user add. There you go.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
now try to connect from you're in your bash channels now. Now try to connect from your bash channel host to your Ansible server.
you mean to my Ubuntu server, right?
Your Ansible server, right? I mean, yeah, it's an Ubuntu server, but I just call it Ansible server just for the sake of it,
Okay.
right?
All right. Let me see. stuff. Hold on. I need this to be.
Refresh. I think you're just on a different page. Refresh your web browser. You're probably logged out something.
Maybe. Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Good evening, Anila. Storyline. Just send me your email. I would
There we go.
exactly.
That
Right.
is.
So send me your email and you can I'll send you my email. You can attach it in there. Then maybe when you are available, we can if you can come online and I'll show you how to resolve it. So,
Yeah.
but just give me like an idea when you try to connect, what error are you saying? What is it saying? Is it saying connection timeout? Is it saying you can't connect? What is it saying? Good evening, Aniola. Yeah, so Dylan, so that's the issue. So Alex, did you were you able to pick up the steps?
Yeah, I'm trying it as you're saying, and I'm still having problems. I'm not being able to connect yet.
Okay,
You're
so
saying zero
we can
connecting state.
we can look at yours next. So, but Dylan, do you understand pretty much what just
I do.
happened? Okay,
I do. Where I messed up at was the agent forwarded on my administrator, and from the administrator set the right permissions was at SSH user masterkey.pim. That's why I messed up at.
right,
But I thought
right.
this was already set in stone already for that. But I
No, it's
get it.
not. It's not, right? So also, the next time, the next time you connect, you don't have to run starting the agent forwarding because you already started. So you don't have to run it as administrator.
Right.
So,
Okay.
and you've already had your key. So I don't know how long your key stays there, but I think it stays there forever. So next time, just to connect, just run your SSH-A. But if you see that you can't connect, then you have to go back and add your key back in the agent forwarding, then run the command again. Do you understand?
I do.
All right.
Mm. Yes, it says.
So you are connecting with an EC2 instance connect endpoint now. It's not the same. It's not going to
Right.
work.
I got you. I thought it would. I just had to try.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
it's not going to work. Yeah. So the main thing is the keypad that so yeah, it's fine. Let me just share. So
I'm gonna stop sharing.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No, I've already started sharing. So the main thing I'm trying to point out is, and that's one thing I always emphasize on. It's good that you tested it out just to see, right? When you guys are learning, the main thing I'm always emphasizing is concept over steps. So if you understand the concept of what you are trying to do, you will figure out the step. Because if you understand the concept, you can ask ChatGPT, Claude the right questions, right? So it is always concept over step, right? So here we are trying to connect to a private server, which is here, right? So the main thing I want you to understand is the concept. If you understand the concept, you trust me, you always figure out the steps to do it. So the concept is anything in the public space that is trying to connect to any private instance, how you can do it is, okay, so from here, you are trying to connect to your server, you have to have the private key, and the server has to have the public key. So that is the first concept. Then once you have the private key, you can connect to this server. But in order for this bash channels to connect to a private server, there are two ways you can do it. You can now put the same concept applies. You can put your private key on this bastion host to allow it to connect. So this bastion host will have your private key and this server will have your public key to allow it to connect. But we typically, well, not typically, we don't do that at all because of security reasons. You don't want to put your private key in a public instance, right? So in order to be able to still use the same key you are using here, that's how you use the agent forwarding. So the agent forwarding just kind of like use some type of memory to bring your key. It doesn't store it on your public instance, but somehow your public instance is still able to use the same key, the same private key you use to connect to your instance in the private subnet. That is the concept I want you to understand, not even the steps of the command you ran. You saw when we wanted to run the command, I had to go to my videos to get the command because I don't even remember it, but I understand the concept. So that is the main thing I want you to focus on, the concept of why we did what we did, not how we did it.
Hello, Aziz. I also have a doubt. Shall I go next or?
Yes, just a second.
Yeah, all right.
All right. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Someone's issue. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, so I was working on this deploying a static website on AWS Ansible project one. And so India, I have a doubt right here at this point, like when we add the private key to the Ansible server one. So what happened actually was like I have already created the public key pair for the Ansible one, but I didn't see any part mentioning we created the private key. So, but I remember we already had one private key created here, but accidentally I deleted that one, I guess. So, and in my local machine, so I got stuck in a part where we opened the page and we load the key from here, right, from the machine. So that's private key is not in my machine. So I got stuck at that point. So
when you create your, so let me try to, so you are trying to
yeah,
connect from the same thing Dylan just did, right? That's the same thing you are trying to do.
yeah. So is he doing the same project? I guess like
Yeah, he's doing
on
the same. He's doing the same project. Yeah.
All right. So I got stuck at this part actually, like where we add the private key to the Ansible server, like after we launching the hosts and all. So I already created the key pair for the public one, but I missed the part like where did we create the private key for this? Because you were opening from your machine, so I got lost at that point. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so let me show you something. All right. So we have two sets of keys we are using, right? So so let's say this is your Ansible server is here.
Yeah.
And this is the server you are trying to connect to, right? This one,
right?
Yeah. Then you have your bastion host here, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, when we create our key pair in the EC2 console, right? That key pair is the key we will use to connect. You will use to connect from your local machine into your bastion host.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Then when we launch our Ansible server, right? The same key pair we created, we also add that key pair to the Ansible server. So that will allow you to be able to connect from your bastion host to your Ansible server. That is what I just did with Dylan. You understand that part, right?
Yeah, I understood that, but yeah.
Exactly. So that is the key we created in the console. So the key you are referring to is the second set of key that we will use the Ansible server we use to connect to this. So only the Ansible server will have that private key and we'll use it to connect to that. So that's what I wanted to explain. So that key, we created that key. Can you share your screen again? I'll show you where we created the key.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah. So go to your lecture.
Yeah. So
we created that key on that lecture.
actually, we created the public
not this
key.
one, not this one, but go back.
I mean, different project. You mean?
No, it's in this project. So scroll down. Let's see. Bash channel. Scroll down. Scroll down again.
I got stuck at this point actually. I couldn't find the private key.
Okay, no, scroll up again. Scroll up. Let me show you something. Stop there. Right.
So in this video, we are creating the public key and we are importing and adding to the GitHub. I did that
all
part.
right.
But
Then-
I missed the part where we created the private key and we
So-
are opening.
Can I help you?
So
I know.
launch.
I know where he. Go ahead, AZ. You do your thing, baby. Do your thing.
No, it's like hold on, Dylan. You can. So that key we are adding, we created it at some point, but I don't know. So Dylan, you can help. Where in the video did we create it? Because I know we created the key at some point in the lecture.
On this one, you have to create the Ansible public key. What he's referring to is the EC2 key. The EC2 key.
Oh,
He did that in the other project.
I think I know.
And you skipped that step.
Didn't we create that key on the Ansible
Yeah.
server itself?
No. In this project, it didn't get created actually.
Okay, not in that lecture. Okay.
No, not in that lecture.
Because I had
No,
it when I started the
look.
project. I had that key, but I accidentally deleted it from here. So from that, I think
It's okay.
from here also, like I have this public key only at this moment inside the SSH folder.
It's
So
okay. I'll find it for you now. I know it's there. So let me log into that lecture and I'll get it for you. Just a second.
so we should again create it from the PowerShell or
no. Don't let me find where that key was created, because I remember now we created the key, right? And I told you guys to add the key to the console. So I just need to let me share my screen. I'll show you. All right. So project, which one is it? Ansible. Ansible, yeah. So here, GitHub, Visual Studio Code Security Group. So we created a key pair, right? So on this one, we created a key pair right here.
Yeah.
So it's the same key, it's the key pair. This is where we created the key pair, right?
Yeah, that's a public key, right?
No, when you create a key pair, you get two keys, public and private. So that's why they call it key pair. You get public and private key. Not just
that means that ID RSA is my private key, right? That
yeah. So here on this lecture, this is where we created the key pair, right? Then I told you to, in this lecture, I told you to add the public key of this key pair in your console, because that is the one we will add to the server we are trying to connect to, the server that the Ansible is going to connect to. So we added the private key to GitHub, right? Then the private key still stays the private key still stays on your computer. Then here, this is where you add the private key to your Ansible server.
I'm sorry, like, so when we are uploading that private key to the page end, right? So in there, like, you upload it in .ppk format, but I couldn't find that key in my machine.
Because when you create a key, on the key we created on our computer, okay, I understand the issue you are having. Let me just explain.
So that's the part where I got stuck.
Okay. So what you are missing is, I'm not going to run the command, but when we run the command SSH, I think it's SSH -keygen.
Yeah, it's SSH-keygen-t, which is
-t
RSA.
tag
Mine
type
is T
type RSA.
RSA minus B 2048. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So minus B 2048, right? So when I run this command, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I keep pressing enter, it will create two keys for me. Those
Yeah.
keys, you'll find that key if you go into
inside
your
the SSH folder. Yeah.
right?
Alright.
Users on my computer is admin, and in your home directory, if you
Yeah,
click on
yeah,
the .ssh,
yeah, it's inside my
right.
SSH folder.
So you see the one that has the P on it,
That's a public one, right?
that's the public one,
Yeah.
right? This other one, this is your private one.
Right. Yeah.
So did you delete this one?
No, I have that currently, but I don't know, like it's not in the .ppk format, right? So
Okay.
the pageant didn't allow me to like open it from through the pageant. Yeah.
Perfect. So that's a good thing, right? So when we create the key pair on our computer, right? It creates the key in, let me show you. It creates the key in a, where do you say it? Well, what I'm trying to say is it creates the key in a PEM format. The key is not going to be in PPK. The key is in PEM. So that's why PuTTY only works. PuTTY, PPK is specifically for PuTTY, right? So if you create a key pair on your computer, the file format will be in PEM. So if you open PuTTY, PuTTY will be looking for a PPK file.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So what you have to do is,
So pageant and PuTTY are same thing, you mean, right?
Yeah. So what you have to do is, let me, I know I have it. PuTTY. Is it keygen? Let me see. Yeah,
it's PuTTY-gen.
PuTTY-gen, right? So you have to download this on your computer. Do you have PuTTY-gen on your computer?
Let me check. Yeah, I have it.
Okay. So when you download PuTTY-gen, I can show you something, right? So first, once you download PuTTY-gen, you have to load your key. So when I try to load my key here, right? Let me just go into my C. Admin, and in my SSH, right?
Yeah.
You can see that there's no key there. Because look at right here, it is
PPK,
looking for a PPK. So all you have to do is you have to change this to
like all files.
Right. So you now see your PEM here. So you select that your private key, click open. So now you're going to load your key in here.
Okay.
Right. So now you can now click save private key. Then you can now save it to PPK.
Private.
So you now have a copy of your key in PEM and also in PPK.
So I have to save it in the same directory, right? Inside the .ssh folder, right?
Yeah, I mean, since that's where your key is, if that's the directory.
And for the file name, can I put any name? Like in your case, you have put my EC2 key or something, right? So
yeah, you can put any name. It doesn't matter. What matter is the content of the key. Whatever name you call the key does not really matter.
So yeah, I already did it. So can I quickly share my screen?
All right, sure.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yeah. Okay. So
I have, I did it. So I have to just add the key to the page and
exactly. I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are really learning. As you guys know what you are doing, it's just sometimes with some concept, once you pick up those concepts, but in terms of what you are doing, I can tell you understand what you are doing, which is very good, right? So once you load your key into PageNet, then now you make sure you
then you have to
enable your agent
give my
forwarding.
Bastion host ID, right?
Yep.
Just and I have to go to SSH and allow the agent forwarding.
right? So this one you are getting is probably has to do with like your security group or something. But let's see. No, go back there. No, let's see how that times out.
That's
Yeah,
connection
connection timeout, security group. Yep. So check the security group for your Bastion host. So go to that Bastion host itself, go to EC2, then select the security group for it there.
All right.
So scroll up and you see that on that security tab, yeah.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, select it. And source. So
I gave my IP.
edit the inbound rule. So and that one, remove it and select my IP again. Is it the same one?
No, now it got changed.
Save rule. Save rule. Yeah, so that's the issue.
Okay, so previous also I put the same thing, but it allocated me different IP. So not
Did
sure
you change? Did your IP all does change? You know that, right? So your IP,
Yeah.
whatever Wi-Fi you guys are using, sometimes the IP is not always static. If you move, let's say you disconnect and you reconnect again, the IP is probably going to change.
Okay.
So yeah, so try running it again. You don't have to load your key because your key is already loaded. So
yeah.
hello, Eniola. Sure. You can send me a DM on what you want to talk about if it's something you can explain here.
Sorry, Aziz, quickly. Do you
go back to details. Go to instance. Yeah, right there.
Sorry, Aziz, quickly. Do you need to have the servers running to be able to load the key? I mean, to be able to have it set on the, like you did with Dillian earlier on.
Sorry, repeat your question again.
Do I need to have the servers running to be able to, when you did the when you went to Windows, when you enabled it on Windows PowerShell?
Oh yeah, you don't have to have your servers running to do that.
Okay.
To do that part. Yeah.
Actually, I got an error.
Actually, user at the public IP of your Bastion host.
Yeah, that's what I.
No, so go ahead and select your public IP.
Yeah.
And paste it.
This one, and I allowed the agent forwarding as well. And when I try to open it, I'm getting no supported authentication methods available or something.
That's just your computer.
Put inactive or something.
EC2 user at. Did you username?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. What type of EC2 is that you're using there? Is that is your Bastion host Amazon Linux or is it Ubuntu?
Linux one. Linux, I guess.
It's Linux, not
Yeah.
Ubuntu.
Ubuntu is for the Ansible.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see. I'm not sure why it's giving you PuTTY inactive. So close PuTTY.
Okay.
All right, open it again. Digital
so
user.
user
at yeah.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
the error I get.
Unsupported Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's just try to figure out something, right? You are trying to connect from your Bastion host to your server, right?
Yeah.
what key did you put on your server? Because this key, this private key you are trying to use.
Yeah. What I think what we miss is like I don't have that. Only I have the public key pair in it. But in your video, you have added that
Okay.
that EC2 key as well, I guess. So
Okay,
here,
let me share something. Let me share my screen because I think that I know where the issue is coming from. You are mixing the key up because at this point
yeah.
you don't need the private key. You don't
Right.
need that PEM file you converted because that has nothing to do with connecting. Only the
Okay.
Ansible server is going to use that key, right? So
Right.
so again, you have your Bastion host here.
Yeah.
Your Ansible server is here.
See, yeah.
You are here, right?
Mhm.
So the key you are using here, the private key you are going to
Mhm.
use here,
Yeah.
that you will also use in that forwarding to this server, because that's what you are trying to do now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is going to be the key you created in the management console. The one when you create a key pair and AWS creates a PPK file for you. The public key stays in your AWS console and the private key gets downloaded. That one will already be in a PPK, so you don't have to convert it. So I think the issue you are having now is, I think you use that key, the one you created in the console, and you add the key here. So you are using two different keys to try to connect to each other, and that's where you are getting the error. Do you understand?
Yes. Yeah, I get. So I have to remove it and recreate it, or like
Okay, start. Share your screen.
or share. Yeah.
Okay, so what I want you to do is go to your EC2 console. Let me see the EC2s you have. Okay. So you have the what is the web server? Is it one? Is it two?
We
That's the
have
one. The
created.
servers you are trying to configure.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
He missing one more key. That's all he
So
missing is one key.
did I say to launch all the servers at the same time? So so
No.
okay. So Matt, remove. So I know what we are trying to do. So terminate your Bastion host. We're going to launch it again.
Is he before he terminated his batch? Don't you want to see what key pair he used?
I think this like I have something to do with the key pair, I guess, because
because he don't have the EC2 key, and
yeah,
that's the
that
key
key
he
pair. Yeah.
using for the Bastion host and the
Yeah.
Ansible
Yeah.
server.
I
He
have the
using the
public key
Ansible
only.
server for yeah, he using the Ansible key for the Bastion host and the Ansible server. But
yeah, for both I
that's what he
have this
missing.
only. Yeah.
That's what he missing.
So
let's go
I
on
don't
to his
know.
answer.
I don't know what is done. So let's just remove his key. Remove your server. Terminate your server.
Or
Your
let's
Bastion
have a
host.
look at the server first and see what keys is actually configured on it. On this,
Yes, that's what I was saying.
He can't
yeah, let's have a
connect
look
to
at that
it.
and see what key you have on it.
Yeah,
Do you,
scroll down.
Scroll
I
down.
want to see what key yet you got. Yeah, scroll down. I want to see what key you got. Is it an
Yeah.
Ansible key?
Ansible one. Ansible
Yep.
one. Yeah.
So that's the
We
wrong
ain't gonna
one.
work with that one.
So yes,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. I don't know. So if I'm helping him troubleshoot, right?
Mhm.
So just to eliminate a lot of confusion, there
Yeah.
is
Just to
like,
terminate the
well,
instance
just
and yeah.
remove it and redo it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So remove your Ansible server too. Well, you don't have to remove your Ansible. Yeah, remove it. Remove it.
Mhm.
Remove your two web servers too. So at this point, don't have your web servers up yet until you make sure that you are able to connect to your Ansible server. Then you can just do the web servers one at a time. All right. So go into your key pair. Delete this key. Or if you have this key on your computer, do you have the private key to this key on your computer? So this is not
the one. Two ones.
oh no, this is probably the one you added. Right? The one I told you guys to add. So remove this key too.
So
Right.
actually, from this command, I created these keys,
Oh, and
and this is the
that's
public
this
key,
one.
and this is private key, right? This is public,
Yes.
and this is
Yes. So I'm saying this
yeah.
Ansible key, is that the public key that I told you to add to the console?
Yeah,
Is that this
yeah.
one? Okay.
I delete it and re-edit it.
No,
Or
don't delete it. So if that's the key,
okay,
you can leave
yeah,
it. Okay.
okay, okay.
So
Okay.
now you are going to create a key pair.
Yeah.
So give it a
So
name.
now I have to
Yes.
upload
See
it
here.
or
No, Matt, you are just creating a key, right? You are creating a
okay.
key pair, right? When you create a key pair in the console, AWS creates two keys for you, the public key and the private key, right? So
All right,
at
yeah.
this point, when you create it, you will see the public key in your console, and it is going to download the private key on your computer.
Yeah,
Right?
this
So you
one, right?
see?
Yeah, yeah. So I don't need to do this one, right? We did it. We
Exactly.
converted. Yeah.
Exactly. You don't
I missed
need
that part. Yeah.
you
I
don't
got it
need
now.
to convert that, because we are using two separate keys.
All right.
So
Yeah.
the key, the RSA ID key,
Yeah.
the RSA ID and the RSA.pub, those are the keys that the Ansible server is going to use.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah. So yeah. So I have to
But to
now I will
connect,
try this one.
to your Ansible server, you need to use the regular RSA. You need to use the regular PPK, however we connect. You create your key pair, you use it to connect. You understand?
Yeah. So in that case, I will use this one or this PPK or
No, you don't need that one. Get rid of that one.
right. Okay.
All right. So
I'll just try to
take note of this RSA key, right? So so you can connect now because you don't have your server.
just see with it.
You ain't gonna be able to connect, my guy.
You don't have a server up, so it's not going to connect.
I have to create the servers again and
Yes. But I say, so Matt, the issue is you are rushing through it. That's why you are kind of like confused about it. I don't want you to rush through it. Just kind of like slow down a little bit and you understand what's going on, because I want to point out. So you see now you have two keys in there. So the key, the EC2 key, that is the public key. So again, let me explain. Just a second. Right. We are using two separate type of keys here, right? We are using two type of keys. Your Bastion host is here. Your Ansible server is here. The RSA key, the two type of keys we are using is the RSA key, the one you created on your console, and the EC2 key, pair, right? The one you just created, the EC2.
From the PowerShell, right?
No, the one you created in the management console.
Okay. Okay.
The one you created, right? So those are the two type of keys we are using. This EC2 key, the one you created in the management console, when you created it, it created a public key, which is this one, and a private key. The private key is on your computer, EC2. EC2 key, right? So what I'm saying is this EC2 key, this is the one you will use when you are connecting to your Bastion host. And when you are connecting to your Ansible server.
Yes.
You are using this key.
Yeah.
Then the RSA key that is on your computer, right?
Yeah.
You added the public key to the console. That is the one you are saying that you called Ansible server key or whatever, right?
Yeah.
The one in the console, when you are launching this server, you will add that key to this server, right?
Yeah.
Then once you have used this EC2 key to connect to this Ansible server here, Then in it is where you add your RSA private key in it. So it will allow this to connect to that. You understand?
I got it. Yeah, I got it now. So
So the issue you are having is you are trying to use this RSA. You added this EC2 to this, and you are trying to use this RSA to connect to it. It's not going to work. So it's like two separate keys.
Right.
But do you understand? It's
I understand now.
Two separate keys. The regular EC2 key you created in the console, that is to help us connect to our Bastion host. But the other RSA key we created, that is specifically for the Ansible server to connect to any servers we have, any servers we are trying to configure. That's the only thing we are using that key for.
So shall I quickly share and do the thing if you can?
What did you say?
Like, can I share the screen and
sure,
do that?
Sure.
So I have to launch this instance, right? Again, back, right?
Yeah. So first you will launch your Bastion host, right?
Yeah, so that's what I said. Like I already had that EC2 in the key pair, but I accidentally deleted it. And
yes, I asked you to delete it because I'm not sure what key pair you added to it. So yeah. So right now, okay, wait.
Yeah, you have to take the EC2 key, right?
Right. Which server is this? What server are you trying to launch?
Bastion host.
Right. So remember the concept I just explained. That use your regular SSH key, not your Ansible key. No, your EC2 key.
EC2 key, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a private key.
Public. AZ1.
It should be in public. It's an easy one, right?
Yeah.
Is the Bastion host.
Bastion host goes in the public subnet, yes. Amali Chat, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the gift. For those everyone sending me the gift, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry, when I'm troubleshooting, I'm not really paying attention to the comments, so that's why I'm not responding. But thank you guys. So you've launched your Bastion host. All right, now launch your Ansible server, your Ansible machine.
So here also you use the EC2 key, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And
Private subnet AZ1.
AZ1, yeah, same.
No,
private,
that would be private.
But hold up, was it supposed to use the regular key or the Ansible key?
Yes. No, the regular key.
Private app subnet AZ1, right?
Yeah, any of your private app subnet is fine. Yeah, so Alex, were you confused about something?
Yeah, because we named it an Ansible key. Why is it an Ansible key if it's not using it for the Ansible server?
Okay. That one. Well, maybe something. I think the name is just confusing. So maybe we shouldn't call it Ansible key if it is going to be confusing, right?
I don't think it's confusing.
You're rushing through it. So go ahead, click accept. Why'd you click deny?
So I have to open the putty, right?
You're supposed to click accept.
Sorry.
So try it again. So you got that option, that menu that came up, you X'd out of it. You were supposed to click accept.
Yeah.
So Alex,
Yeah.
right? Remember when I did the reference architecture, right?
Mm-hmm.
The server he has in the private subnet that we call the Ansible server, right?
Yeah.
He
And I had
needs
the
he needs
same
the he
issue.
needs the bastion host to connect to it. So Matt, it's because you are rushing through it. Close this.
Yeah, maybe I have to open that page and thing, right? First
First,
of all,
you need to add your key pair into your pageant.
yeah, it's already there added. Maybe
So
I.
that's the previous one. You need to add the remember we recreated your key.
Okay.
This one, yeah. Now try to connect.
Now it's okay. Connected. Yeah.
Matt,
Hey,
Yeah.
the issue you're having, Matt, is because you are rushing through it. That's why. I
Yeah.
mean, I just kind of like slow down,
Mm-hmm.
and so that way, this I'm always saying is what you guys are doing is more of like the concept. If you understand the concept, you will understand what you're doing. So now try to connect to your Ansible machine. Yes. Type yes.
yeah, he got way to
Yeah,
he
I
good.
got.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
From that, I had to continue with that sudo get
so
update and get update, right?
now that you are in your Ansible server, you need to add
Yeah.
your private key to this Ansible server so that way when you start connecting to the other servers, you'll be able to connect to it. You understand?
Yeah. So that that would be like that IDRSA one, right? That we created.
No.
Yes.
Yes. That.
Yes.
Let me
The RSA, the private key, the private one of that RSA, right?
Okay, I got it
That
now. Yeah.
goes on this. Let me ask a question. And I can, so you know now you can connect to your server so you can follow the lecture. So, and
Also,
this question for you, Matt, Alex, and Dylan.
yeah.
And it's just the same question Alex just asked. So, do you guys understand like what is going on here when I explain this stuff? Or if there's any part you don't understand, let me know.
I understand it. I understand it. The part that I got
So Alex,
confused.
what you were asking was here. Remember, this is a Bastion host. This is his
Yeah.
Bastion host, right? And his Ansible server is here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I said that we are using, okay, before we even talk about the key, this Ansible server we have here, this Ansible server we will use it to configure our servers, this server and this server, right?
Okay.
Let's talk about key pairs. Key pairs comes in two. So you have your private key and your public key, right? And the concept of using SSH is the same. It doesn't matter whether you are using GitHub. When we add our key pair to GitHub, it doesn't matter. It's the same. Key pairs come into private and public. We say if you are trying to connect to anything using key pair, using SSH, whoever is trying to connect must have the private key, right? And whatever you are trying to connect to must have the public key. Do you guys understand that now? Are you guys following me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Okay, cool. So since Alex, so this is where you got confused. Since he's trying to connect into his bastion host, right? From here, he added his private, he's using his private key to connect to the bastion host, right?
Yeah.
But then we are using the agent forwarding, which will also allow him to use the same key pair to connect to the Ansible server.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the point of the first key pair. The first key pair, the one we created in his management console that we called EC2.
Yeah.
That he called EC2 key. So you now see the other key we created on our computer that comes in the ID RSA, right?
Yeah.
That key, remember the same concept of connecting.
Mhm.
SSH connecting is the same concept. So the first key we created is just allowing us to connect to bastions. But now that we have the Ansible server here, right? The Ansible server needs to connect to these servers so it can configure them whenever we run our playbook, right? The same concept applies. The Ansible is trying to connect, so it needs to have the private key.
Yeah.
Right? And whatever it is trying to connect to needs to have the public key. That is what we are using the ID RSA for. You understand now?
Yeah.
Right. So now, first, we just need to get into this Ansible server. Once we are in it, then we now add that private key we created on our computer. Right? We add the private key to the Ansible server, and we add the public key in the console. That is what you guys see in his console, the one that says Ansible key. So because when he's launching his EC2 instance, it will just add it to these ones.
Yeah.
Then when you are able to SSH into your Ansible server, you add the private key there. So now when you are running your Ansible playbook, Ansible automatically has connection to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I think
Because you loading up the
yeah.
private key. You loading up the private key to the public key and the public key to the private key to gain access through it.
I think
I get it now.
You understand what I'm saying? From the RSA?
Hold on, one at a time. Three people are speaking at the same
time. Go ahead, Alex.
No, one at a time.
Yeah, I said I think my mistake. It wasn't this that was confusing me. I think my mistake was
the naming.
I had too many keys. I just needed to delete. You know, like when you went back and you deleted all the keys and you started from the start. That's what I need to do. So I think that I was probably mixing my keys up, and that's the reason why I wasn't able to connect.
Exactly.
Because I was using previous keys from previous. I mean, like the key I had from like the previous lectures, previous videos. So I just kept one key, but I just realized now what the mistake was, that when I created that key, firstly, it wasn't in PPK format, it was in perm, and then I had to convert it. But I actually don't need to use that key. I just need to create a new key for every video that I'm doing.
Yeah, you can even use that key as long as you understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So the what will work best. Remember when you guys asked me, and specifically Alex, you said it, right? You said you don't want me to teach you guys, tell you guys word for word how to do something. You want me to provide a problem to you guys, and you guys think through the solution, right?
Yeah.
So if you guys get confused, just open the reference architecture. Do you guys open the reference architecture at all? Right? You guys open the reference architecture, right? And look at what you are doing. Because if you can see it, you'll be able to understand it, right? Look at the reference architecture. Start drawing things. So, okay, you can say, I'm adding my bash channels here, right? And I need to connect to it. What do I need to do that? That is one thing. Then you say, from my bash channels, I create my Ansible server here. Then I need to connect to it. What do I need to do that? Then you now say, okay, my Ansible server needs to connect to these servers. What does it need? That is how I look at it, because even when we started, it's been 2 years since I worked on this project. I don't really remember the details. So when Matt was presenting it to me, that is why I have to open the reference architecture. And because again, you guys saw, I went back to the concept, not the steps. So that's why I'm always emphasizing, is the concept you guys should focus on. Because as your job as a DevOps engineer and cloud engineer is you are solving problems. I'll say 80% of your skills will be just solving problem and thinking through how to a solution for something that you are trying to get past. So again, I'll say always focus on the concept, not the step, because once you know what you are trying to do, you can ask ChatGPT. Let's say you know exactly what you are trying to do. You paste it in Claude or ChatGPT, tell it, this is what I'm trying to do. It would create it for you. It will give you the steps to do it. But if you don't know what you are trying to do, it will be hard for you to tell it to help you out. So again, I always focus, I'm always emphasizing on that. Focus on the concept, not the steps.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's what I try to do anyway. I don't look at the videos when I'm doing this part of the course. I mean, the creation of the VPC should be automatic right now. You know what I mean? It should be something that I can just do without even I just look at the architecture and just do that.
yeah.
And I just skip the video. But the mistake that I made, which I realize it now, was that I was mixing up my keys and I was using two different keys, but and I actually realized what the problem is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So
but AZ, you can use if you was doing the same project, you can use the same key over and over and over and over.
yeah, you can use the same key as long as you know the purpose. So Alex, the other keys, the PPK key, the PPK key you created for the other project, right? You can use that key here. You can still use that key here, right? You can still use it for this one.
Yeah.
Right. But then just understand that then the IDRSA that we created, then you have to add that one to this one so that it can connect to this.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we are using that IDRSA for.
Yeah.
That's the Ansible key.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I also got to know that like so I also created that EC2 key in previously, I guess, and I accidentally deleted it and I couldn't find any video in this specific project like where we create that EC2 key. So that's why I got confused actually. So
yeah, I understand.
It's all good, man.
Steve, can I ask you something about this real quick?
Yeah, sure.
So could you automate this with like a playbook?
The process of adding the key.
So if you wrote a playbook where you had, your inventory files, you put your servers in there, and then you put your private key and you just basically connect by running the
you probably can, but is it worth it though? Because you won't be able to. So how are you going to get your key? It's a good idea. And I agree with you that anything you can automate, you should automate it, right? But but you still have to have one step of pulling your private key from either a secret vault or something, because you won't be able to hard code your private key in your playbook.
Yeah, like so if you threw it into like an Ansible vault,
Exactly.
And then you pull it and then you just execute it. That way you wouldn't have to go through all that. And then the reason why I would say you would do it is because if you connect into multiple servers, that would just simplify the whole process.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's doable. You know what? I'll look into working. I'll check out if that's actually something I can write a playbook for too.
Yeah, I've done it. I done it when I did it with ChatGPT just to try it, and it worked. So
okay, yeah. So yes, you can write a playbook, but then for when you guys are starting out now, it's just very important to understand that concept. So Sean is a little bit more advanced, so he understand the concept of the keeping, right? So it's something I haven't looked into before, but I'm pretty sure you can do it.
I was just about to say that Sean is a little bit more advanced than us.
Yeah, Sean's been doing it for a while, so
yeah.
So yeah.
I would ask Sean, did he ever apply to any jobs and see what they tell him, see what they say?
Sean is practicing to be Google CEO, so he doesn't want to apply.
Okay, all right, okay.
Sean's going. Sean,
Dylan, I did it the early stages, but right now I'm really fine tuning what I'm doing. So I'm working on. I will in the future, but right now I'm just trying to get better and better and better.
I feel you. I feel you on that because I want to get better and better. But I know you. I know what your goal is. But is I think technology is gonna keep changing because right now they having a whole bunch of. I hear a whole bunch of talk about AI and AI gonna. I'm assuming put depth where coding ain't gonna be as this complicated. It's just gonna be much easier. But I think you can get any job that you want, my guy. That's just my personal opinion because you understand it more than a little bit. But if you're going to automate all of this, I believe it can be done. You know, I mean, I don't think companies will. I don't think companies will automate some of this stuff, or will they? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Probably not. I mean, that's what I'm saying. But companies always leaning towards automating stuff, but then it just depends on what you are trying to automate, right? Is it as long as it is not going to take more time than. But I get what Sean is saying because the idea is if it is a repeated task, if it's something you guys have to keep doing over and over and over again, it makes more sense to automate it.
Yeah, I guess that's the concept that was told to me. If you got to do it 2 or 3 times, then automate it. So I just look at it from that. Now, is it something that it probably takes more time to automate than it do like to just do it? Probably so, but I mean, if you're gonna keep doing it and using it over time, it makes sense to kind of automate it.
Yeah.
I think this problem right here is not according to fees, because I'm not out there working on it, but like companies kind of have I guess they have a vault that they use and they just pull from that and then use it to go into the servers, because you wouldn't
Exactly.
SSH into thousands of servers. You wouldn't.
Exactly.
I hope
Exactly.
not. I hope not. Ooh.
Yeah, it
So
would get too complicated, too many keys and all that stuff.
exactly. So yeah. So what we did at my other company is the key was always in the vault. We pulled the key from the vault to our computer and we use it to SSH into the Ansible server. And every now and then they will rotate the key.
So you couldn't even automate that if you wanted to.
You can still automate it because the part where it is pulling the key from the vault, it doesn't matter what's in the vault, it will just pull it. So that you'll probably just use some type of environment variable where you can pull the key from the vault. So whatever is in the vault is what it's going to pull.
But if they change the key, if they keep changing the key, can you still automate? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah.
To automate. Okay. All right. Cool.
You can still.
You could. Yeah, you could. Yeah, because you could write some code to like rotate your keys periodically.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I mean, this problem has been solved with EC2 Connect and all that stuff. Like you wouldn't like you could go around all this if you wanted to.
Yeah. So Matt, do you still have any more questions or you're good now?
Yeah, I will continue with the remaining lectures. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just let me know when or if you have any other question. Have you heard from Shuba? Is she okay? Because I haven't seen her in a while. Okay. Anyway, does anyone else have any other question?
I got something to add real quick and just want to hear your thoughts on it.
Sure.
So, deep thinking came out on ChatGPT and also on Claude that has deep reasoning and stuff like that. And so going to the investment type thing. So taking something like a ticker, like I don't know, like I use this one called Vanguard Total Index. You could throw it in there and say, hey, tell me about this investment and give me the projections or forecasts for the next blah, 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 and let me know if this is a, valid investment if you're trying to plan for your retirement. And it goes through a thought process. It really thinks through it. And then it came back and was like, hey, they're projecting it that this fund is going to grow to $700 by 2029. It's going to go. So do you think that this is something that you would add to your strategy, or would you just, push it off to like something novice? What's your thoughts on that? Like with the deep thinking type capability?
It's good. I mean, you can definitely, it's something you can add, but for long-term investment though, what I was thinking about when you were saying that is the thing about the stock market is it changed so fast. So whatever is, and is always based on most of the time what is going on economically, right? So one thing can happen where whatever the projection for a company is can change overnight. So mostly when I ask ChatGPT and Claude for like investment advice, I use that for, because I'm doing options trading, so I use it for short-term trades, like trades that I can make in the short term and make money, right? I wouldn't use it for a long term, but you can use it. Let's say you are trying to buy a fund, you can use it to do your research, and whatever you get, and you use that information to make your judgment. So that is fine. But I don't use it for long-term investment. I just use it for like a short-term trade. And do you know the funny thing is I've actually I used ChatGPT, asked it to give me 3 trade recommendations this week, and all 3 trades has been accurate. The first one I didn't make the trade because I was a little bit hesitant, but I wrote it down, and the next day I was going to follow up with the price. I followed up with the price. It did exactly what it said it would do. Then the second recommendation it gave me when I asked it the next day, I did that one and I made money on that one. Then the third recommendation, I didn't place the trade, but I followed it, I tracked it, and it actually did the same thing. So all 3 trades has been accurate.
So are you confident that you will get good results at this point? And one more question, right? Do you think, maybe, I don't know if I may say this, but
No,
do
say.
you think there's a space to build an AI to help people invest?
So people are already doing it. There's a bunch of investment tools now that you can use to that they claim that it will make the trade for you. Yeah, people already have AI tools out there. Check out Autopilot. I think they are doing something like that where it automatically makes a trade for you when a politician buys a stock.
Yeah, I heard about
Autopilot
that
will
one. Yeah.
automatically buy the same stock for you based on whatever you set in your account, right? So yes, they have stuff like that already. So AI tools, but I really don't really what I've found in the market is there is no look. If you know how many people they say on average, what is it? Like 8% of people only make money. That is people that day trade, not people that invest. And since I've been doing it, this is what I found. The longer you hold something and you have patience and time, you'll make money. That's the only way to beat the market. But if you are trying to trade every single day, you'll make money and you lose money. And that's my case. So you guys saw that time last year when I made 100,000 in 1 week. Then I've lost some of that gain trying to follow the same strategy. But remember when I bought Palantir, right? And I told you guys about my Palantir contract. I had the patience and I left it for a long time. I would have made money. I mean, I did make money on it, but I would have made a whole lot of money from it. Like as far as Palantir went, I probably would have made probably like 500,000. So, and I did another one with Tempest AI in December. Is the same thing. So, what am I trying to say? Like buying and holding is the best way to beat the market. So that's why even with my options contracts now, I'm buying like 2 years contract. And you saw how the market is this week. The market is just terrible this week. Like everything has just been going down. I don't even want to tell you how down my account is, how much I lost this week in my account. But I haven't lost it because obviously I know it's just market going down. But once market picks up again, all the money will be back up. So
Yeah, I was affected too by it.
yeah, so and you see stuff like that happened this week. You can't predict that. The ChatGPT is not going to be able to tell you when market is going to be down. Like you just don't know what's going to happen. And look at Palantir went all the way to 120, and now it's down. It went down to like 80 something dollars. So imagine if Palantir was at 120 and you didn't sell and you lost all that profit, it might still go back up. But that's what I'm saying. If you are just someone that buys and hold for a very long time, you'll be fine. But for me, I day trade here and there. When I use AI, I'm using AI to kind of predict trades that I can make today and sell today or tomorrow. Yeah. So yeah, the market is just unpredictable. That's the main part of it. And that's something I don't think even AI can prepare you for that. So if you just want to prepare for the uncertainty in the market, just either buy shares, and if you are doing options, buy like all my contracts are 2 years. So I don't even have to worry. So I give you a good example. I bought Tesla when Tesla was like 390, and I said it was going to go to 400. Now Tesla is at like 280 something or 290 something. So it has gone down $100 from when I bought it. But I'm not worried about it because my contract is 2-year contract, so I still have time.
Is that like, I guess I'm gonna leave it at this. Is there a benefit by going to options, like some kind of benefit compared to just if I just go out and buy some shares tomorrow and say I'm gonna hold them for 2-3 years? Do you get some kind of low cost on the options?
Yes, that's why people get options, because it's like a low cost way of getting into a contract. It's a low cost way of getting into a stock. Because, for example, let's say when Tesla was at $400, right? Like not too many people can buy. How many shares of Tesla will an average person be able to buy? It's going to cost a lot of money. So, but when you buy the option, you can pay like literally buy like 10% of what Tesla is worth on the option. But it's based on what strike price you pick and what out the length of your contract date. But it's a cheaper way of getting into a stock. And options do make money. It's risky, you can lose your money. But when options make money, it does make money. You saw with the Palantir share, right?
I did.
I with my Palantir contract that I got in, maybe in a total I paid about 10,000 or 15,000 for that contract. And had it been I didn't sell and I left it and I just let it run, I potentially would have made 500,000. So you do make a lot of money in options. A very like you can when they make money, you make money like that. But options is very risky. You can lose your money just like that too. So I always tell you guys that I do it, but I really wouldn't recommend it if you are not willing to like wait a long time, or for those that are starting up and you have a little amount of money you want to invest. I really don't recommend options, especially buying those short-term contracts, because anything can happen. Those are the ones you even lose your money the faster on. So, um, yeah, but that's the benefit to options. You can make a lot of money much faster than the shares. But then the flip side to it is you can also lose your money that fast. Like literally overnight, you can lose your money. So,
Okay, thanks.
yeah. Okay. Do you guys have any other question? But this is a good time to buy stuff because this past week the market is down a lot. So almost all the stocks are on discount now. Okay. All right. I think we are time though. So thank you guys. Before we end, does anyone else have any question?
Yeah, I don't have no more questions.
Okay, cool.
No, I'm good.
All right.
See you next week.
I'll see you guys next week. Have a good weekend. And if you have any question, just message me on Slack.
Okay,
All
thanks.
right.
Appreciate it.
All right,
All
thank
right.
I
you.
appreciate it,
Bye.
AZ.
Bye, everyone. No problem. Bye.
Yeah.